It's MasterChef.
Winning MasterChef would mean everything to me.
Searching for Britain's best amateur cook.
I think I can definitely win MasterChef.
136 contestants who all believe they have undiscovered talent.
I'm not here to make up numbers, I'm here to win this competition.
Whoever wins, it'll change their life.
Cooking doesn't get tougher than this.
Welcome to MasterChef. Your task today is to create one plate of food for us. 50 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's cook.
These 6 amateurs now have one chance to create an exceptional dish from any of today's mystery ingredients, which include sardines, aubergine, anchovies, cumin seed, rice, mascarpone, Greek yogurt, lemon, orange, mint, summer berries, dark chocolate, carrots, frangelico liqueur, amaretti biscuits, flour and eggs. Edinburgh-based Thomas has recently graduated and is looking at his career options.
I've done a degree in design, but that doesn't mean that I have to choose that for my future. I want to explore being a professional chef and see if I can cut it.
What sort of cook are you now then, Thomas?
I've been a student for the last 4 years, so it's pretty basic stuff. It's not going looking at really expensive cuts of meat. It's simple things, done well, tasty food, on the cheap.
Tunbridge Wells mum Amber is hoping to balance bringing up her 18-month-old child with her love of food.
Why now the change from taking it being a full-time mum to wanting to be a professional cook?
I've always done creative things. Being at home more, I've been able to cook more. I've cooked since I was tiny, and I've just gone mad with my cooking. I love it. It just brings me alive. I love making food, buying food, trying food, growing food. Yes, I'm mad about food.
You've had 20 minutes.
Northern Irish heart surgeon Connor has enjoyed cooking from an early age.
I remember my mother buying me a cooking book while I was in primary school at about the age of 8, and really it's continued from there.
Connie, you have a successful career. Why do you want to change?
Basically, I work full-time in the NHS, working as a trainee vascular surgeon, so a very demanding professional job, but I've always had a passion for food. This is what I love, this is what I do every night whenever I get home from work. I love everything about it, I love entertaining.
Physiotherapist Nargis from Manchester has only been cooking seriously for the last 3 years.
My mum's actually been helping me learn traditional Indian cooking. Prior to that, I used to just like to eat her food rather than learn to cook it.
Now, guess what you're making for us?
I'm making a summerberry sponge pudding for you.
Is baking your thing?
Yes, actually, baking is my thing, but I can cook all kinds of food. Chinese, Indian, Italian, you name it, I can cook it.
32-year-old Andrea from Italy has been living in the UK for the past 10 years.
Italian food is part of the Italian culture, so my influence is pretty much Italian, and that's what I believe I'm good at.
Andrea, tell me why you're here on MasterChef.
I've got a business idea, opening a small restaurant in the city for busy people where you can quickly go in within 20 minutes, have a nice, fresh Italian meal.
Working mum Tracy is so passionate about food, she plans her evening meal before she even leaves for work.
When I get home, it's me being me, and my plate of food is a representation of how I feel on that day.
Is there a pivotal moment you can remember that really got you hooked?
We had an event at work where I did a couple of different soups, and I work in an office of over 70 people, and they all tried it and all loved my soup. So for me, that was like the moment I realised I had perhaps a little bit of potential. I just love it.
You've got 2 minutes. Come on. Time's up, ladies and gentlemen.
Design graduate Thomas is pinning his hopes of a career in catering on his garlic and anchovy stuffed sardines, mascarpone and vegetable rice, and balsamic reduction.
I don't understand why you would want to put an anchovy inside a sardine. Putting more flavour into a sardine, I don't understand it. The whole thing is really, really confused and not pleasant to eat.
It doesn't work.
Full-time mum Amber is keen to impress with griddled sardines and aubergine with a garlic and yoghurt sauce and a puree of aubergine.
I really like the little tiny bits of the aubergine, smoky aubergine, the lovely yoghurt with the mint and the cucumber. The sardine is really well cooked. It just doesn't belong with those wonderful big flavours.
Mint, yoghurt, cumin, aubergine, fine. And then an oily sardine in the middle of it just doesn't taste right, it doesn't feel right.
Physiotherapist Nargis is hoping her summer berry sponge cake will delight the judges.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's absolutely delicious. I think it's perfectly made. A load of skill in that sponge cake. It's soft, it's moist, it's got the flavour of the strawberries and the raspberries in there. I think it's just fantastic.
Thank you.
To come in here and bake like that, oh, it's really impressive. Really impressive.
Heart surgeon Connor has made griddled sardines with garlic and lemon, cumin-scented rice and a mint and yoghurt dressing.
I like some of your cooking. I think your sardines are cooked beautifully. I think your rice is nicely made. I just don't like the combination of sardine and yoghurt.
OK, thank you.
I like them individually, I just don't like them together.
Italian Andrea has made a tiramisu pudding using amaretti biscuits and frangelico liqueur.
There are some really nice flavours of the amaretti biscuit, the chocolate and the cream, but it's not a tiramisu because there is no coffee in there and it's a bit sloppy.
It doesn't have any substance at all to be any sort of pudding. It's more like alcoholic milkshake on top of biscuits.
Working mum Tracy hopes her orange and lemon cheesecake with summer berries will see her through to the next round.
Are you sure you're not mistaken salt for sugar? It's salty.
Come here.
Gutted. I tasted it throughout, but then I thought I added sugar, but obviously it was salt, and put it in the fridge to set for a bit and didn't taste it before I put it on.
There were some high points today, but there were lots of low points as well. I've got serious issues with Thomas's cooking.
A sardine with an anchovy on top of mascarpone with rice and balsamic vinegar? No, 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 no.
It simply didn't work. Thomas is going home. Tracy made a cheesecake that didn't set, and she accidentally flavoured it with salt instead of sugar.
It was not pleasant at all. I think Tracy has to leave us.
One little mistake has just cost everything, really. I'm really upset.
Nargis is a great cook. The quality of that baking today was exceptional.
I like her skill, I like her confidence. The girl is seriously gifted.
So Nargis is in?
Nargis is in for sure. Connor, everything on his plate was cooked really, really well. That rice, I liked. The sardines were cooked really, really nicely. You know, the yoghurt was made really, really nicely.
But the three of those together just did not work.
Andrea promised us a classic Italian dessert and didn't quite produce it.
It wasn't a real tiramisu, but he had a go. And actually, the flavours were decent.
The texture was a little bit sloppy and a little bit runny. Maybe I should have put it in the fridge a little bit longer.
Amber had some individual nice pieces, but they didn't go together.
Amber's big thing today was the sardine in amongst her otherwise well-flavoured, well-thought-out component parts of her dish.
I just hope and pray I've done enough.
It really is a very, very tough decision. Tracy, Thomas, I'm sorry you're leaving us. Nargis, congratulations, you're cooking tomorrow. The decision now is obviously between Connor, Amber, and Andrea. I'm sorry, Andrea. Congratulations, you're cooking tomorrow.
Relieved, excited, stressed, worried. It's just an unbelievable feeling.
I feel like I've been thrown a lifeline, so I will dig deep and give it my all tomorrow.
I'm feeling really excited. I'm really thrilled to bits with today. And now all I need to do is just show everyone what I'm made of, really.
3 amateur cooks, their first professional kitchen round. They are going to see the real world of food.
It's day 2, and Nargis, Connor and Amber arrive at the historical London restaurant, The Criterion, to cook in their first professional kitchen. They will be working under head chef Matthew Foxton.
Morning guys, welcome to The Criterion. Cooking skill, timing, plating, neatness, I'm going to be expecting from you today. Let's go.
In service, Surgeon Connor will be cooking poached monkfish with chickpea puree, mussels and clams.
I quite like the idea that I'm cooking some fish and shellfish, which I love eating myself, so, you know, that's all good.
Physiotherapist Nargis is in charge of the popular scallop dish with broad beans, pea puree, mushrooms and pancetta.
I've never done one before, so de-scalloping a scallop is quite an experience.
Full-time mum Amber is responsible for a medley of pork, including loin, black pudding, sausage roll and pork belly and crackling.
I've just seen my dish being plated up. I'm quite nervous about it. I'm desperately trying to remember the order.
It's 12 o'clock and with diners arriving, service begins.
First order in, 4 amuse-bouche, 2 soup, 2 scallop.
Yes, chef!
That needs oil and pepper on it, eh?
Nargis gets her scallop dishes out, but in the dining room, there seems to be a problem.
A little bit of feedback, table 32 on the scallops.
Yes, Simon.
Beautifully presented. Scallops could be a little bit more cooked.
More cooked on the scallops?
Slightly under on them.
No problem,
Okay.
We'll have a look. One table's complaining, they're saying they want the scallops a little bit more cooked.
I don't know what's just happened, but my scallops, a customer complained and said they weren't cooked enough, so I'm going to try my best to get it right this time.
You got 2 pork working, followed by another 2 pork.
Yes, chef.
Meanwhile, orders come in for Amber's pork.
We can get some more colour on those, please, Amber.
Yes, chef. I've got 6 on order at the moment. I just want to plate one up, so then I'll feel a lot better when I've plated one up.
I'm not going to be using this one. We're going to get another one out the oven. That's too thin. We need them both looking the same to go out to the table. Samaj, risotto, monkfish.
Yes, chef.
Across the kitchen, Connor is racing ahead with his monkfish.
Connor, try not to have too many saucepans on the go, yeah? Don't try and heat up too much at once.
OK.
But timing is key in a professional kitchen.
Get ready, chef.
Connor?
Yes, chef.
In the future, let's wait until she's on the plate as well, because you plated way ahead of time.
OK. I've just got to be careful not to get too ahead of myself.
It's midway through service and orders are flooding in.
2 scallop.
OK, chef.
Followed by pork, monkfish.
Yes, chef.
But there's confusion with Amber's pork orders.
Amber, you've got 1 pork working?
Chef, 3 on order.
No, Amber, there's 1 pork on order, so let's take them off and then we can use them on the next table.
Yes, chef. It's difficult keeping track of the orders with a lot of noise and trying to get to grips with it all.
Nargis's scallop dish is proving extremely popular.
How long, Nargis?
8 minutes, chef.
8 minutes? No, not good enough. We're going in 4 minutes.
4 minutes, chef. I think I'm cooking 6 scallops altogether. This is really stressful, and I need to get these dishes out as soon as possible.
Let's go.
But she rises to the challenge.
2 scallops ready, chef.
Well done, those are fantastic, yeah? Congratulations.
Thank you,
very
chef.
much. Service, please.
Meanwhile, on the monkfish, Connor is keeping control and turning out perfect dishes.
How long, Connor?
2 minutes.
Wait. This monkfish is very nice. Consistency throughout been very good. Congratulations, yeah? Table 32, 2 monkfish.
And as service draws to a close, Amber gets her orders back on track and impresses head chef.
That's the best pork you've put up all day, hey? Well done. Fantastic.
You, chef.
Well done,
Thank
yeah?
you, chef.
Guys, in the service, let's clean down. That's a wrap. Thank you very much.
Thank you, chef.
Nargis, I think she struggled a little bit at the beginning of service. Some of the cooking on the scallops were a little bit under. She pulled it back together. By the end of service, she was producing very good dishes.
I don't know how many scallops I've cooked, but it felt like 1,000,000 scallops. Yeah, it's tough being a professional in the pro kitchen.
Amber was a little bit early or a little bit late on the plate, but I think she struggled on the whole.
You had to keep your wits about you, you had to focus, you had to concentrate, and you had to listen. But I loved it.
Connor did a very good job. His consistency on the plate, on the whole, he did very, very well.
This has just really reaffirmed to me that, I really want to try and take it to the next level.
The contestants have now been on their feet for 6 hours, but there's no let-up. Back at MasterChef HQ, they'll be expected to produce their very best 2-course meal.
Welcome back to the MasterChef kitchen. We now want to see your food, your own invention, your own creation.
2 dishes, 1 hour. Let's cook.
Full-time mum Amber scraped through day 1 with her sardine and yoghurt dish, and she struggled in the pro kitchen. Now is her last chance to prove herself to the judges.
Amber, how nice is it now to be cooking your own food?
It's much better. Be a bit more in control.
Amber, what are you going to cook for us?
I'm cooking a pork chop with pesto, summer vegetables and a white bean and lemon mash. For afters, I'm doing blackcurrant and almond pudding with amaretto custard.
What is it about these dishes you think that will impress?
I just think the flavours are spectacular. Robust, simple, good-looking food.
sound of that almond and blackcurrant pudding with amaretto custard, John, sounds absolutely divine. Does she have the time to get this on a plate?
In the first round, elements of Connor's dish were good, but they didn't work together. He handled the pressure of the professional kitchen well, but can he now produce two coherent dishes?
Connor, what are you cooking for us?
Scallops on a black pudding and apple and quail's egg, and I'm going to cook a loin of venison and a cherry and chocolate sauce.
Why is this food today special to you?
It involves ingredients and sort of things from around the area where I'm in County Down, so it's food that means an awful lot to me, and I just hope that you like it.
Yesterday, Connor put big flavours together that didn't work. Can he put big flavours and make them work today? You're halfway. Half an hour gone.
Physiotherapist Nargis has impressed both with her baking and in the professional kitchen. Can she now cook her way into the quarter-finals?
What are you going to cook for us today, Nargis?
Ratatouille with sea bream and tomato coulis and croquettes. And I'm making you my very own lemon tart.
You did very well with your baking yesterday. Are you hanging all your hopes on more good baking?
I think you're really going to like my ratatouille dish, but the pie you will absolutely love.
I was really impressed with Nargis yesterday, but is she playing it safe, or are those two dishes going to be fantastic? 2 minutes. Last 2 minutes. Time is up.
Mum of One Amber has made pork chop with summer vegetables and pesto and a lemon and white bean mash, followed by blackcurrant and almond pudding with amaretto custard.
I really love the flavour of that white bean puree, sharp with fresh lemon juice, against the flavour of the pesto with the peas and the broad beans. But I can't taste the pork. Some of your vegetables aren't cooked very much.
I think you've got some big flavours on there, but I don't think they work together with the pork.
From your pork chop to your blackcurrant and almond pudding with amaretto custard. Custard? What happened?
I didn't leave myself enough time to give it the old stir.
I think the idea is amazing. I think the flavours are fantastic. It needs more custard.
It does.
Oh, it's a very, very nice pudding as it stands. I think amaretto custard would have just made it divine.
Heart surgeon Connor is aiming to impress with pan-seared scallops on crispy pancetta, black pudding and apple finished with a quail's egg. Followed by loin of venison with a cherry and chocolate sauce, fondant potato, carrot puree and spiced beetroot.
I have to applaud you for your extraordinary looking plates of food. I mean, they are very nicely designed. You've got sweetness and a little bit of sharpness through that apple. That's what I hit first. Then I get the lovely sweet flavour of that very nicely cooked scallop. I think it tastes absolutely lovely.
I am slightly disturbed by egg and scallop and apple. Just for me, it's not pleasant at all, I'm sorry.
Let's have a look at venison and chocolate. I love the sweet taste of the beetroot and the sauce against that rich venison. I think that's great. I think this is accomplished cooking with some very different, unique flavours that I find very pleasing.
What I'm very, very impressed with is the way in which you cooked that piece of meat. It's beautifully cooked. The chocolate, I don't really see the reason for it. It doesn't add anything to the sauce.
Split us down the middle, mate, didn't you?
Physiotherapist Nargis has cooked sea bream on a bed of ratatouille with tomato coulis and croquettes, and a lemon tart dessert.
That piece of bream on top is cooked beautifully, going very, very well with those sweet vegetables inside your ratatouille, but it hasn't really excited me.
I really love that fish. I just find the croquettes unnecessary. Let's have a look at your lemon dessert. Beautiful. Sharp lemon, then goes into creamy, then goes into buttery biscuit base. That is lovely.
It's truly delicious. It's really well made. It's wonderful. That I like a lot.
We've got judging to do now. Off you go, thank you. Do you know what we got today? We got interesting food from 3 good people who really today cook the food that they love to cook.
There are some great bits in all of them, and there are some bits that are lacking. Amber's pork dish promised a huge amount. Unfortunately, couldn't taste the pork chop, undercooked vegetables, lots of mistakes.
But lovely idea with that pudding.
Almonds and black currants, but it was dry and it needed custard.
The custard was going to bring my dessert together and just round off all the flavours, and I'm so disappointed it didn't work.
Too many mistakes. Amber goes.
Yeah, Amber's gone. I find Nargis fascinating. A touch with something sweet, John, is just magical.
That little lemon pudding looked like a cheesecake but had no cheese in it. Soft, velvety, rich with sweet lemon. Absolutely delicious.
She doesn't have the same flamboyancy, the same magical touch with her savoury dishes, but it's decent cooking.
A piece of bream cooked perfectly on top of well-flavoured ratatouille with croquettes. She demonstrated lots of skill, but it was all about that dessert for Nargis.
I really want that quarter-final place. I've worked so hard to get here today and be at the stage that I'm at. I just hope that what I've done is enough to get me through.
Connor, I honestly believe, has got the makings of a fantastic cook. He is creative, he is inventive, he's obviously got a really good touch. Everything he cooks is cooked very well.
I think the assembly of those plates is extraordinary. I think they look beautiful. But apple and egg and scallop, no. For me, it wasn't right at all.
That sauce with that venison was lovely. Sharpness, sweetness, the cherries against it. Beautifully cooked venison. I thought it was all great.
His presentation skills, undoubtedly. His ability to be able to cook things to a point, very, very skilled. But his palate scares me.
Well, we don't agree on this one. Obviously, we don't agree.
I'm aware that I split them black and white on my starter. I just hope the judges can see my potential.
Decision time. Connor or Nargis? We have one quarter-final place. And our quarter-finalist is Nargis. Congratulations. Nargis is a skilled cook, and that's why she should go through to the next round, because she has got the skill, she has got the potential, we can see it in her.
Yay to me!
Obviously I'm disappointed, but I'm so proud of myself for getting this far, and I will keep cooking. It's been inspirational.
This hasn't deflated my passion for cooking at all. In fact, you know, the experience in the professional kitchen is all just reinforced that this is really something I want to continue pursuing.
I'm so pleased that I've got through to the quarter-final. This has definitely boosted my confidence, and I think I could go all the way now. I think I could go on.
Don't stop me now. Stop me now.
Nargis is our quarter-finalist, but we've got 6 more cooks to see who has the same sort of skill, who has that wow factor. We're going to give you 50 minutes, 1 great plate of food. Let's cook.
These 6 amateurs now have 1 chance to prove they are exceptional cooks. They must create their best dish from any of today's mystery ingredients, which include squid, couscous, merguez sausage, mint, raspberries, chickpeas, cream, red pepper, and ground cumin. 23-year-old Carice wants to follow in her parents' footsteps and open a restaurant.
I'm a show-off. If I'd make a chocolate cake, I'd put chilli in it. If I'd make a cheesecake, I'd put cardamom in it. Something a little bit different for people to go, that's pretty tasty.
What prompted you to become a MasterChef?
I've graduated with a degree in journalism. I did what my parents wanted me to do, go to uni, get the education. My passion's still food, so it's still there.
Father of 1, Jez, recently moved back from France to pursue his dream of setting up his own restaurant on the south coast.
Always say to all my friends, if you want to come around and have a cook-off, that's what I do. It's my passion. It's what I love doing the most.
What sort of style of cook are you?
I've got quite a lot of French influence. I quite like strong flavours and gutsy menus.
Jez, good luck.
London-based Margot hopes her creative edge will see her through the competition.
Margot?
Hi.
Nice big smile on your face.
The only way to be.
What do you do for a job now, Margot?
Well, I'm a craftsperson. I'm a weaver. I love to make things, and it's about making things which other people can enjoy. My sort of ambition and my goal would be to have a design shop and restaurant combined.
You are halfway. 25 minutes gone.
Photographer Anna was taught to cook by her mum, who is a professional baker.
Cooking is definitely a hobby for me at the moment, which I really, love to take further. I've never really had the opportunity to before now, so I'm just going to go for it.
Anna, what are your favourite things to cook at home?
I really love cooking sort of Mediterranean-y and Moroccan type style food, mainly kind of improvising with what I've got in the house.
You have only 15 minutes left.
Student Aftab takes his inspiration from both Western and Eastern cuisine.
What started you cooking?
I've been cooking since the age of 11. My dad was a chef. I used to be in the kitchen when I was a child.
And do you cook in the style that your dad used to cook in?
Because I come from a Persian, Arab, sort of Indian background, so I do a bit of everything. What I think will make me stand out is my style of cooking, the ingredients I use, and the drive and passion that I have.
28-year-old Craig loves cooking English classics and aspires to cook at Michelin-star level.
The greatest influence on my cooking predominantly would be my parents. They took me to the first Michelin-star restaurant when I was 16. When I had that, I was like, right, whole new experience, whole new world. How do I get into this?
What do you do for a day job now?
I'm a pharmacist.
Isn't there something between alchemy and cooking that actually comes together?
Obviously, when we compound medicines and things like that, it can be quite similar to cooking, and I love the science behind it, really.
3 minutes, that's all you've got. That's it, time's up.
First up, it's 23-year-old journalist Carice, who has made falafel with couscous and tomato sauce.
I like the fact you made falafels, and I think that little tomato sauce, rich with cumin and huge amounts of garlic, is really tasty.
Sweet tomato and then a smack of garlic. I'd like you to tone this down a bit.
Father of one, Jez, is hoping his meringue with raspberry sauce, toasted almonds and whipped cream will impress the judges.
Tastes good. Cream, meringue, raspberries, sweet, sharp. Very nice. Well done.
Thank you.
It is a bit messy, isn't it, Jez?
Yeah, it is.
It's sticky, it's gooey, it's Moorish, but is it enough?
Textile designer Margot is hoping her squid tempura with patatas bravas and a rocket salad will see her through to the next round.
You've got a sort of fairly doughy batter around the outside of that squid rather than tempura. Tempura should be made with corn flour and soda water, so it's light and crispy, and it's all a bit doughy in the centre. I say all that, Margot, but I'm really pleased that you've thought quite differently.
I can taste very sweet tomato, garlic, and a little bit of chilli, which I find actually pleasing.
Photographer Anna has made sausage and red pepper stew with minted couscous.
I like the sharp little bit of mint in the couscous, and I like the spiciness that's coming from the sausage, but you haven't really demonstrated much cookery skill for me.
It doesn't sort of wake me up and go, wow, look at me, I'm a great cook. It sort of says, I can make a sausage casserole with some Moroccan flavours in it.
Student Aftab has fused Italian gnocchi with spiced roasted chickpeas.
Sweet tomato and the spice of cumin, I really like. What's difficult for me is the texture of stodgy gnocchi with hard, firm chickpeas.
There are some lovely flavours in there of the cumin and the coriander being roasted with the chickpeas, but for me, I have to question whether it's fusion or confusion.
Pharmacist Craig has cooked chili squid and sausage with a red pepper couscous and cream sauce.
Couscous, sweet pepper, fresh mint and a big punch of chilli is really lovely. But then to have it with cream is slightly disturbing.
It doesn't come together as one plate. It's a little bit disappointing.
I found today really exciting, really thought-provoking.
What was interesting was that everybody seemed to have their own style. Craig had cooked his squid okay and his sausage okay, but what it didn't need was a cream sauce.
Cream and couscous, cream and squid, cream and sausage. Look, all those things, you try and put them together, it doesn't work. Craig goes home.
I think I kind of shot myself in the foot a bit with the sauce.
I liked the flavour of Anna's food. What is really concerning me is the lack of invention, the lack of cookery skill, because in 50 minutes she chopped things up and then stirred them in a pan.
The flavour's delivered, but it didn't demonstrate any skill.
Anna's gone. See, I like Jez because he did make the meringue and actually delivered something that was nice to eat.
Jez actually set out to cook something that he liked to cook, that he actually enjoyed and knew he could cook. And I think that's great. So it's Jez's in.
Carice showed real creativity. I like her falafel with the tomato sauce.
The idea of somebody walking in here and making their own falafel right from scratch, I think is inspiring. I think Carice is really, really interesting.
Yeah. She cooks.
It's now a discussion between Margot and Aftab.
Margot, I like some of the flavours on her plate, but I wonder if she got them by accident.
I found Margot's food actually really interesting, but she said potatoes bravas with tempura squid. Well, tempura is a crispy, light batter. Her batter was actually more thick, like a donut.
I feel like I did show the creative streak in my cooking, and I also showed the faults behind the creativity.
Aftab, chickpeas with that sweet tomato was really good. It was the textures. Gnocchi and chickpeas together is just starch on starch. It doesn't work.
It was a really confused plate. There's no doubting the guy has got skill. It's whether he has the ability to be able to make his food coherent.
But the flavours were good, and he made his own gnocchi.
I think John and Greg were quite excited to see the demonstration of my skills in the sense that I made gnocchi.
Decision time, Mr. Wallace.
Anna, Craig, you're leaving us. Carice, Jez, you're cooking tomorrow.
Yes.
Straight decision between Margot and Aftab. Margot, awfully sorry.
Congratulations, guys. Well done.
Really, really, really excited, elated, just can't believe it.
I'm feeling exhilarated. I'm really over the moon.
I'm really chuffed, I'm really happy, but I'm also very nervous.
We've got ourselves 3 great creative cooks, a restaurant, paying customers and a professional kitchen. This is really where we ratchet the pressure up.
It's day 2. Jez, Carice and Aftab arrive at Catch, a fish restaurant in the heart of London's financial district.
Morning, guys. Morning.
They'll be working under head chef Stuart Lyle.
It's all about timing. Yeah, it's a fish, it's delicate. Yeah, it's got to be prepared and cooked to the second. Right, okay, let's go.
In service, builder Jez will be cooking the catch of the day, pan-fried red mullet with a sauce vierge. Student Aftab will be cooking seared salmon cutlets served with leeks and a butter sauce. Journalist Carice will be in charge of the sea bream with aubergine cannelloni and olive mash.
I'm feeling a little bit nervous, as to be expected, but I think I can do it if I put my all into it.
It's 12 o'clock and service begins.
Okay, so first check on of the day, a catch pan fry with sauce vierge. Yes, Jez?
Yes, chef.
And 2 catch of the day.
Jez immediately has 3 orders for his red mullet.
Okay, come on then, let's get these straight on. These are no starter.
Cooking fish on the bone requires Jez's close attention. He needs to ensure it is properly cooked through.
Right, hang on a minute, are we ready to go? Have you checked this fish?
This fish is cooked.
It's still clear in the centre, so it's not cooked, okay?
Yeah.
So we need to go back under for another minute to 2 minutes, okay? Right. Guys, we really need to get this first check away now. No starter, 2 seared salmon.
Yes, chef.
The next order in is for Aftab's salmon.
Okay, your 2 seared salmon, you're burning that there, that's burnt. That's not seared, that's burnt. Lift them off on here. You're not searing them, you're burning them, okay? So put them on the side and start again.
On my first attempt, I overcooked them, but that was because it was the very first one and I wasn't sure how hot the heat was.
Table 207, it's a bream.
Yes, chef.
Carice isn't far behind as orders for her sea bream start to fly in.
Grace, how long is it going to be now?
1 minute.
She must bring all the elements of her dish together at the very last minute.
Okay, and then send it. Yeah?
1 bream up!
It's halfway through service and the restaurant is full. Jez is inundated with orders and getting his catch of the day out on time.
Okay, good. Okay, next check. Let's go.
Service, please.
But out in the restaurant, there's a problem.
Chef?
Hello?
I think I've got a complaint on table 2 or 3. Okay. It's a little bit uncooked on that side.
Yeah. Can you see this? Yeah. So we've not done our job today, really. Smoked salmon in here, please.
Having burnt his salmon earlier, Aftab needs to watch his timings.
How long is it going to be, please?
1 minute.
Okay. Be gentle with it as well, because it's very breakable. It's probably your best dish of the day so far.
Thank you.
Okay, well done. Okay, well done.
Meanwhile, Carice is staying on top of her bream orders.
Ready to plate, chef?
You should be really proud of yourself for that. It's a lovely dish. Oh, that's lovely cooked. Beautiful piece of fish. That's excellent.
That's 1 bream away, thank you.
Okay, I need 1 pan-fried couch of the day.
With service coming to an end, Jez has one last chance to impress the chef.
Beautifully cooked. Lovely colour on that. Well done. Let's go. Lovely. Well done. That's fantastic. Well done. That's beautiful. And a really nice job. Well done.
Thank you, chef.
Okay, guys, that's the last table gone. That's the end of the service.
Thank you, chef.
Thank you, chef.
Thank you, chef.
Carice did really well all the way through from start to finish on the service. She played it up really clean, really well.
Working in a professional kitchen like this, loved it. Really exhilarating, really fast-paced, spot on, loved it.
After I'd started a little bit slowly, he burnt a couple of salmon dishes. His ability progressed, and by the end of the service, the last few dishes that went out were fantastic.
My very first order, I had 2 orders. I burnt the salmon. It was the only hiccup I had.
Jez didn't do very well in the beginning. He undercooked the fish, which wasn't great. After that, he picked up his pace.
Love working in the kitchen. It's been a great experience. Love the atmosphere, love the pace. It's brilliant.
The contestants may have been prepping and cooking all morning, but there's no respite. Back at MasterChef HQ, they now have to create their very best 2-course meal.
One hour, 2 dishes, 1 quarter-final place at stake. Let's cook.
Yesterday, journalist Carice impressed with her falafel. Today, she hopes to wow the judges with her 2 courses of Chinese dumplings and Thai stuffed trout.
Carice, by the looks of your bench, we are having some Asian food.
Yep, you're having something that's quite close to my heart. You know, it's in my family. I'm half Chinese, and we do a lot of Oriental cooking.
So what are you going to cook for us?
I'm making you seal my Chinese dumplings to start, and then I'm making you trout wrapped with Thai flavours.
Are you good enough to become a quarter-finalist?
Yeah, I definitely want to be in the quarter-finals, definitely. I want to win.
Carice is cooking us food that she loves from her childhood. She's got a balancing act to do here. For me, main course is very, very exciting.
Builder Jez won the judges over with his messy meringue dish in the first round. Can he keep impressing?
Tell us what you're going to cook for us.
I'm doing pork filet mignon, followed by a slant on bread and butter pudding with bitter chocolate, oranges and Cointreau.
What makes you think you've got what it takes?
I absolutely love food. Food's my life. I spend every day in the kitchen. It's what I do. I get home from work and I cook. That's my pleasure in life.
Jez's food yesterday was really scruffy. Can Jez make his food look beautiful as well as taste beautiful? Ladies and gentlemen, 30 minutes gone, you are halfway.
Student Aftab just scraped through the first round with his gnocchi and chickpea fusion. He now needs to produce 2 faultless dishes.
Tell us what you're going to cook for us today.
Today I'm going to cook for you a poussin with olive sauce and some saffron rice, alongside with some poached saffron pears, a pistachio cream with some vermicelli.
You've got some really nice things on here.
Yep, they're quite exotic ingredients, so I thought I'd bring them together and show you something.
How much would you like this quarter-final place?
I really hope I get through. I really want to fulfil my dreams.
He's got sumac, he's got cardamom, he's got saffron. His food's exciting, yes. Will it taste wonderful? Just over 2 minutes. Time's up. Stop. Stand away.
Carice has cooked a starter of Chinese dumplings with crispy pak choy and dipping sauce, followed by Thai stuffed trout and coconut rice.
The richness of the earthy mushroom, a hint of spring onion, and then you've got lovely flavours of salty soy and the sesame seed. Your little morsels are very good, really well flavoured, really well balanced.
Meat inside there is really soft. The dumpling is nicely made. I really like that.
To your trout. It doesn't pack the punch. It should be rich with spring onion and coriander and ginger and chilli, heat, and it's not. I'm sorry, I'd like to love it, but I can't.
It desperately needs a big kick of something somewhere.
Jez has pinned his hopes of a quarter-final place on fillet of pork with caramelised onions and apples wrapped in Parma ham with a cider reduction, mashed potato and vegetables. Followed by a chocolate and orange bread and butter pudding with vanilla cream.
That pork with the apples and the salty ham around the outside, I think is delicious. Going with those little vegetables, I like the dish a lot. It's just a little bit messy.
Pork is moist, the salt from the ham, the vegetables are sweet and crispy. I think it tastes beautiful.
From pork to bread and butter pudding. I love that crunchy, sugary top, the real rich vanilla in that custard. But for me, the chocolate is a bit rich and the bread a bit stodgy. Instead of being like lovely, soft bread and butter pudding, it's becoming more like bread pudding.
A hint of orange, like a fresh orange, but then you get the warmth of orange liqueur. And then you get the coziness of chocolate, all in a sponge with some nice vanilla cream over the top. It's heaven. That is delicious.
Thank you.
Aftab has made poussin with saffron rice and olive sauce, followed by a dessert of poached pear with vermicelli and pistachio cream.
Your chicken, your poussin is really moist and there is real depth and a slight bit of spicy chili heat through that sauce. But I'm running out of sauce already and it's a beautiful sauce.
Perfectly cooked chicken, really well flavoured, that zing of the sumac on the outside of it. There is the richness and the sweetness of those little tiny onions. The cooking is really, really wonderful. I like it.
Let's have a look at this pear. The honeyed sweetness, the cardamom warmth, and that saffron is beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
This pistachio cream, it looks split to me, overworked.
overworked here.
I really, really like that vermicelli. Sweet, sticky, hint of rose water. The pear is perfectly poached. I think everything bar that pistachio cream is done very, very well. An interesting, actually, a quite exciting day. 3 interesting cooks. And for me, I think it's going to be a very, very tough decision.
I think we had a treat today. I think we got spoilt. I think Carice has a great style. Love that starter.
Those little tiny dumplings, open top, were lovely, but the steamed fish itself was a bit of a letdown.
I'm really gutted because I've done those dishes loads of times before. I've done them my entire life. The one time where it really matters, I'll mess it up.
I think she played a bit safe. In fact, so safe, I think she's almost knocked herself out.
Jez surprised me. That saucy made, lovely moist pork, ham round the outside. But what really got me was a great big bread and butter pudding. Wow, that was delicious.
Certain aspects of it, I really like. But actually, for me, it was all a bit stodgy and a bit rich.
His flavours, John, are just stunning.
Although the presentation was a little bit not brilliant, I think the flavours were there and I think they were quite surprised.
I think Aftab's a really exciting cook. That chicken with the rice and the sauce, what was lovely, the sauce of olives, but it had some chilli in it as well. Not enough of that sauce. That dish would have ended up dry.
The pear with the semolina, vermicelli underneath, really rich with cardamom and then sweet with those little sultanas. Lovely. The cream was over whipped, but the boy is exciting.
I do believe I have impressed the judges, but I'm not too sure if it's enough to get through.
John, tough one. Very tough. We have one quarter-finalist. Our winner, Jez.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm feeling quite gutted, but I'm quite proud of myself that I've made it this far.
Even though I haven't made it through, this has definitely made it quite obvious that it's what I love and it's what I want to do.
Absolutely over the moon. Couldn't be happier, blown away by it, really. Awesome, absolutely awesome. Can't believe it.
Jez will join Nargis to battle it out in the quarter-final.